Yo, what up, DTMB? Squid here, doing a little video. I'm going to break down some of my gameplay. Playing against some pretty good players in here. We'll jump in real fast. I did okay. I didn't do all that great, but we'll jump in. See, we got like Tice, Chemical, you got Barry, you got Fear Knight, Skullgirls, a bunch of, players a lot of people know of, whether they're pub stars or they're tryhards or whatever you want to call them, whatever your perspective of them is. That's up to you, but we're playing a little TDM facility here. It was actually a pretty good game. It was really close and down to the wire. I'm running with the dragon for some reason. I don't know why. Suddenly I just had this like huge fix. I was like, look, I love snipers in every other game. I gotta use it in here every now and then. Looks like Skullgirls gets popped in the mouth. I'm gonna try to lean around this corner real fast to see if I can find anybody, but I'm not gonna stick around in one area too long. Unfortunately, Tice makes me pay for staying in that corner. Couldn't see where he's coming from. Obviously, these guys, we all haven't played together immensely, so our styles could be a little bit different. But at first, I tried to play. I think I might have changed the way I play TDM in this game alone. The way I usually play is I'm so aggressive. I'm such an aggressive player. I like to get to the front of the line as fast as possible because I play like it's an objective game. In the objective, I'm not worried about dying. I'm just worried about making sure my teammates stay alive and we get the stuff done. But at the beginning of this game, I played way too aggressive, and that's usually my problem in TDM. Because, yeah, I might have a lot of kills, but I'm also usually the person leading in deaths. So that's not really what I need to be doing in these kind of situations because it's detrimental. But I'm kind of chilling back here. Yes, that's the pack's Gmail. Just chilling back here. No, I don't have a code for it. And I see this little person here. I get a nice little nade toss. It rolls off at the perfect edge. Chemical, unfortunately, was very upset. That nade went off, and I kind of do stuff like that. I like to. There's a difference between running away from a situation and using something to coax someone in. In that situation, I'm going to drop that nade and be like, okay, either they have to run or they're going to come up this wall or they're going to chase me. I like to make people chase me on a regular basis because sometimes people get really greedy and a little too full of themselves. They're like, oh, I got this, and I'll kind of draw you into a better situation for myself. You'll see it a couple times in here where I did that to a couple of players. I might have done it to Tice once. He was chasing me, and I turned around, and I pulled him in an area that I felt like it was best for me. But like I said, I think I kind of changed the way I played TDM in this game alone because at first I was really aggressive, and then kind of started staying back. I was like, okay, let the people that are better slayers. Because look, it's not that I'm old, but I am getting up in age, and quote unquote, in terms of video games. And my reaction speed isn't the same it was 5-6 years ago, and that also has to do with a lot of the fact of getting my hands or my appendages hurt in the military in other places. But I just don't have that speed anymore, so I have to play. I really got to change the way I play. I'm probably going to start molding myself into a support player. Just focusing on picking up kills, kind of like a janitor. I had a friend of mine, we used to always play on Call of Duty, and that guy, I don't know what it was, but he was like the best cleanup man in the world. He could clean up anything. Like, as long as you did most of the hard work, he would come in and just make sure everything was taken care of, there wasn't a problem there afterwards, and he made sure that if there was anybody left alive, he took them down. He was really good at that. I don't know what he had skill set-wise. He was a real quiet guy. But he was just really good at it. I mean, eventually, times pass and, things catch up to him, and eventually you're not the same as you used to be. But in those early days of COD 4, he was pretty good at doing his job as a janitor. Barry over there in the corner just camping. I don't know what he's doing. But, so playing more of a support role throughout this whole thing. I mean, realizing that I'm playing against a bunch of really good TDM players. And I am a mediocre TDM player, mainly because I'm just so freaking aggressive. I get myself in bad situations. Tice was running his mouth to me a couple times. But I just, sometimes I assume too much. I assume that my teammates are looking a certain direction. I'm used to being able to know where that kind of stuff is. Uncharted doesn't really allow you to do that, whether it's a map or whether the way that the icons show up on the screen. In this situation, I didn't really fully understand how this situation worked out. But coming in and running with a pistol, somehow he smacks me when I'm running away from him, but that's just Uncharted. That's how it works sometimes. Can't always get what you want. Somebody said that, and right when I got killed, somebody was like, those DTMB guys are always punching, and I was like, but I got punched. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so we're just gonna kind of going along here, and it's one of those things like, I also got to teach myself to do this because I harp on everybody else, but I'm just as much of a culprit. Is I try to chase those shots too much. If I feel like I still got you in a certain area, then I'll try to kind of back off and bring you in towards me, but I leave myself open too often. In this situation, I see the guy running away. I believe that was Ty Smack. I don't remember who this was, but there come. Oh, that was Ty Smack coming up over that wall, and I didn't have really good shots on him. It's kind of hard getting those close quarters with the Gmal, especially, you know, if you're playing with a illicit host. That just happens. It's how you got to adjust yourself sometimes and change the way you play. But noting on my character, somebody made a comment once. Yes, that is the blouse boots and the gas mask, because Triple gets mad when I use Tetrum. And I'm like, all right, well, I'll make Tetrum Jr. or Tetrum 2.0. It's Tetrum without all the stuff. He's still got the gas mask, and now he's just got blouse boots. If you know what that means, is when you tuck your pants into your boot. It's a formal military thing. But anyways, you know, these kind of situations, like as you can see, it's a 22-19 game. We're just kind of chilling. It's not so much of a lot of camping. It's more of like map control. Because I'm way away from most of my teammates right now. And quite a few of them are dead. As you can see, I'm in a bad area. And for a while there, I did pretty bad because I kept spawning in bad areas. I wasn't in or anywhere near my teammates. And I kind of got myself into bad situations. That happens a lot in TDM. And that, especially, even more so on the Fragnation side, getting rid of buddy spawns, you can sometimes spawn a good distance from your teammates. That's just how the spawns work sometimes. And you just got to be, you know, you got to have your head on a swivel, know what's going on. This situation right here, Rocco and I kind of trying to box them in, push them back, because we have teammates on the opposite side of the map. We're just communicating back and forth, being like, hey, there's a guy there, there's a guy there. All right, how are we going to handle this? Let's see what this guy does. So in this situation, you know, I don't really know if these two individuals, Hot Topic and the other person down there, really knew what they wanted to do. I don't know if they really knew how many of us were around, but it kind of gives the opportunity to kind of move forward, get some shots across, you know, whatever you got to do. I only hit the guy once. I'm just going to throw that nade. Maybe somebody will run into it. It'll stun him. It'll give Barry time to get that kill. You know, because Barry and I, we've played a little bit lately, and we've got a good chemistry going on. Unfortunately, I stood out there too long, and I got popped by Chemical. But the fact of the matter is, I was helping my team push. Unfortunately, that doesn't help as much in TDM, because if you die, it still points against you. But the big thing here is, you know, just being able to change that kind of stuff and adapt in those situations, allowing you to kind of manipulate that and see how you really wanted to change that scenario. Tice over here, trying to sit over here in the corner, and ended up making him pay for it. I let him know. I kind of ran my mouth a little bit right there. I let him know. Sitting over there, you know, trying to wall, you know, well, it's called, it's not really wall hacking, but it's an old saying. But trying to get shots across there. I couldn't really see where he was on the ladder. I don't know why. Maybe because it was late and I was really tired and I shouldn't have been playing. But unfortunately, getting shot in the back again because I'm not paying attention. That's a big thing, you know. You can't get focused in one direction constantly, because it's gonna, you know, you'll end up paying for it. That situation right there, I should have had that kill, but unfortunately, I missed, you know, at least two or three of those bullets that were coming off the Gmal, and I ended up having to pay for it. Situation right here again, I rush in, thinking that there's only one down there. There was also a communication thing. You know, I rush in, thinking that there's someone around, but I'm unfortunately outmatched, and I have to pay for it. That's just kind of situations you got to deal with sometimes. That's where communication really comes important, because if you don't really communicate what's going on, yes, I'm not picking up power weapons. They didn't want to play with power weapons, so I just abided by their rules. But the big thing here is, you know, kind of being able to manipulate the situations with communication. Because if you don't communicate properly and you don't tell your teammates what's going on and what you're doing, you're not really going to be able to do much, because you're going to put yourself in bad situations like I did for a majority of this match. For at least the first I don't know, 8 or 10 minutes of this match, that kind of happened. I mean, yes, I got some good kills. Unfortunately, that situation, I tried to wall bounce, and the camera screwed me. Happens sometimes. Wall bouncing is one of those, you know, hit or miss. It's like 60-40, more sense. And more occasions, more than often, none. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, wall bouncing, like I said, Lois and I are eventually going to do that little series where we talk about it. And I'm actually going to be getting with Onan to kind of do some little discussion on how we can actually make the rolling and the speed of your cover enhance the way this game is played. We'll do that another time. It's another discussion for another, I guess, video, if you will. But in the meantime, we're just going to keep talking about what I'm doing here. But anyways, Barry and I have been playing a lot lately. We've developed a pretty good chemistry. Played some guys the other night in elimination where we were like 30-1 against them. And they decided to run their mouth the entire time. So we run into Dr. Daniel and Well, it's supposed to be Solid, but I guess it's Solid, if you wanted to be slightly French. Anyways, Solid Jake. If you're into those guys, give him a big high five and a hug. Be sure to wear the DTMB tag, because I'm sure they'll love it. And be prepared to be trolled the entire match. Anyways, but you know, Barry and I have been playing, and it's good because you got to find the chemistry with certain people you play with. That's why I like George and I. George and I have always had really good chemistry. Clockwork George. And it's always really worked out in our favor because, you know, we know how the other person's going to play. In a lot of ways, like, I play with a lot of people that don't have the chemistry with them. I think that's in some ways, like, if you follow Fragmentation and you know of, you know, that in those situations, sorry to jump off topic, but that situation right there, there's not a whole lot you can do. It's just like, look, you're probably going to die. Just take the guy with you, best case scenario. And look at that, getting the game-winning kill. Look at that, Squid going big. Anyways, 11-11, that's not bad. That's honestly, in this situation, playing as crappy as I did in the beginning, that's kind of what you expect. But I'll continue that thought that I was going to have in the next video, and we'll continue from there. In the meantime, this is Squid for DTMB. Peace.